What's up, folks? Part 6. Let's just dive right in. Any more awkward stories like the one with Lucas? For those of you that don't understand the question, I made a video a while back called Lucas and the Red-Faced Boy, so go and watch that. It's an awkward story. And to answer the question, yes. Yes, I have a treasure trove of awkward stories. In fact, I think if a movie were ever written about my life, particularly my teenage and early 20s life, it would probably just be called Awkward. I'm not as awkward as some people are, but, you know, awkwardness seems to surround me. And when I was thinking about this question, the first story that sprung to my mind was this. I went to grade school with this girl named Megan. And, had a little crush on her or whatever, like you do in grade school. And her parents knew my parents. We used to ride the bus together because we lived pretty nearby each other. And Megan was not like any other type. She wasn't my type. I have a type with women, typically. And I typically go for, brunettes, dark hair, dark eyes, darker skin. I tend to go for more like nerdy type of girls or kind of tomboy type of girls, I guess. And Megan was none of those things. Megan was a blonde hair, blue-eyed cheerleader type of girl, very girly. And I think that the reason I don't go for that type of girl typically, I'm not saying I'm not attracted to those type of girls, but that's just when I don't seek that type of girl. Is because I think the reason for that is because I grew up around that type of girl. All my sisters, my biological sister and all my stepsisters are that type of girl. They're all blonde, blue-eyed, cheerleader, very girly, and I tend to look for girls that are outside of that. And so we went to different junior highs, so I lost track of Megan for 2 or 3 years. And the next time I saw her, I was a sophomore. It was the first day of my sophomore year in high school. And she comes walking into a class, my first class, and sits down right next to me. And she's smoking fucking hot. I was like, oh my God, it's Megan. Oh, Jesus Christ, don't sit here. Don't sit. Please don't sit next to me. And she sits right next to me, of course. And I'm like, oh, this is so awkward. And of course, the teacher gets up in front of the class and says, oh, you're going to be working with partners in this class quite often. So I want you to turn, to the person in the aisle across from you and introduce yourselves. And, of course, I turned to Megan, and she almost immediately recognized me. She goes, aren't you Paul? I said, yeah. Didn't we go to grade school? Yes, we did. Oh, my God, how have you been? It's been so long. Very nice. Very bubbly, very nice, very disarming type of person. Didn't look down on me because I was a little fat kid, Didn't treat me like an asshole. Was just very nice and warm and accepting of me. And, of course, I had no idea what to say to her. Anyway, we start working together that day. The teacher started us on our first little group project, our little partner project or whatever it is. And we're talking, and she goes, she passes me this compliment that I have no idea what to do with. She says, Paul, I just got to say something. I said, what? She said, you have the most beautiful eyelashes that I have ever seen in my entire life. I'm so jealous of your eyelashes. Now, this is the big cosmic joke, right? Because it's true. Or at least I think it's true. I've heard this from women my entire life. And you probably can't see, due to my low-quality webcam and the fact that they're really blonde. But I do. I have really long, ridiculous eyelashes. And women all throughout my life have been like, oh, your eyelashes are so pretty. And I have no idea what to do with that. I don't take compliments well anyway. I'm a ruthless self-critic, so I have a hard time graciously accepting compliments. I get flustered when people compliment me overtly. And I have no idea what to do with this. And so I panic. And she's looking at me with this look of expectation, like a normal person would. She's looking at me like, aren't you going to say something? Aren't you going to say thank you? And what do I do? What do I go? Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, I love my eyelash. I have no idea what to say. And so I just, for whatever reason, reach up with my hand like this to say something, and I'm going to, as I'm talking, I'm going to grab these eyelashes or touch them or whatever. And so I grab the eyelashes, and I'm so nervous, and I'm looking right at her, and she's got that expectant look on her face. And I have the eyelashes like this, pinched in my fingers, And all of a sudden, I twitch nervously. I twitch and I pull out like a whole fucking row of eyelashes from this eye. And I'm sitting about yay far from Megan at this point. And this look of horror, that expectant look of like, I just passed you a compliment, you know, be gracious, turns to horror, like almost immediately. She's like, and I'm holding these eyelashes up in, you know, between us. And my mind is going a mile a minute. You know, I'm just like, you got to do something. You got to salvage this. You got to say something. Say something suave. Do something amazing. Do something. Pull your feet out of the fire, goddammit. Buck up, soldier, and do something, you know, and I have no idea what to do. And the only thing that I could think of to do was this. I went, I blow a puff of air at these eyelashes and let them sprinkle to the ground like dandelion fluff. And she never once said another nice thing to me. There was never any interaction between us for the rest of that year that wasn't in furtherance of whatever it was we were doing in class. Didn't smile at me, didn't want to. Obvious she was freaked out by me, and I have no qualms with that. I would have been the same, I think, in her position. But, you know, the reason that one stands out to me is because most awkward situations are either really deeply personal and nobody else really notices them, and they're over rather quickly, and then you can kind of move on, and then you're just left with that, you know, psychic scar, that psychiatric scar. This one, I was reminded every day of it in her demeanor towards me. For the rest of the fucking year, we sat across from each other in this fucking class and had to partner work. And every time we interacted, I was reminded that she thought I was a fucking freak. So, you know, that's just one. That's one out of my treasure trove.